Okay, match 3 with Orzhov Extortion. We're on the draw. We have 3 pillories and no black source. And no creatures. And a journey and an edge. If I draw a creature into black source and I get its edge to stick, then I have removal for days. But then if they have 1 removal spell for the creature that we try to edge, then we've got nothing going on. These pillories kind of can be a win condition though. If we just stick, all 3 of them on, then all of a sudden we got 3 unblockable damage a turn. I think I'm going to keep this hand. It might play out weirdly if we're playing against a deck that pillory isn't good against, like Tron or something, but if the pillories are good, it's going to be hilarious. If this is burned, though, it's going to be really sad. Okay. Is it Blitz? Sweet. So, yeah, mono removal is great against Izzet Blitz. Problem is, we haven't drawn any black sources, so if we don't draw any, we could just be dead. Additionally, they can make the pillories fall off by using Apostle's Blessing, so that could be bad for us. And we might just be dying to a turn 4 kill here, since we could not find black mana. Put 1 card on top. Play a Kiln Fiend instead of a Temur Battle Rage, so it looks like they're not going to kill us this turn. Tithe Drinker that we can't cast, okay. Alright, 1 more spell, and I think that's lights out for us. Alright, and it looks like we are dead. So I'll concede. Could not find our black mana, unfortunately. Alright, so this is all going out, or staying out at least. Don't need these, don't need these. And these are the cards under consideration. These pillories aren't great because, like I said, a single Apostle's Blessing makes them fall off. But we do want as much removal as we can get, probably. I think I'll just board in these 4 for the pillories. It is annoying having to cut removal, but this is pretty bad removal since it's not permanent. And Apostle's Blessing shuts it off. And I think I'll run with this. Alright, we get to be on the play for game 2. Alright, this is fine. Turn 2 Castigate to get a creature out of their hand, and then can go from there. I might also wait, depending on how I feel. If I don't have any removal in hand, it's kind of dangerous not to Castigate and like nab a Kiln Fiend or something. However, playing a Mimic first lets me actually start beating down. Should I be greedy or should I not? I guess I'll be greedy. I do need to kill my opponent at some point. And this Delver is going to flip eventually and provide a threat, so I need to get a threat down of my own. Delver does not flip, and they cast a Ponder, which means they're not resolving Kiln Fiend this turn. Ponder does not shuffle, so Delver's probably flipping. Preordain. Bottom, so maybe the Delver is going to flip, and they were just finding a land or something with the Ponder. And they do not offer the trade. Alright, here I think I need to cast Castigate and save the rest for another turn. Alternatively, I could start beating down with Lone Missionary and the Gwillion. Maybe I can wait 1 more turn. Yeah, I suppose I'll wait 1 more turn. Let's start with this. The reason I want to wait is because I want to start having more attackers so I can pressure my opponent before I castigate. It's awkward if they have like one creature in hand or one good creature in hand, like one Kiln Fiend, and they just top deck a mountain next turn. Then I could have had a chance to get the Kiln Fiend out of their hand without having any removal, but I think it's better to play creatures first. Alright, so they reveal a Gush, right? Yep. And they play Cyclops, okay. Roughly what we did not want to happen. And here I think we're pretty forced into castigating, to making sure we don't die next turn, or trying to at least. Alright, Gush, Mutagenic, Preordain, Shadow Rift Island. So even if I take the Gush here, they can Preordain, Shadow Rift, and Mutagenic Growth next turn to get the Nivix Cyclops up to 12 unblockable and have the flyer in the air and hit us for 15. I suppose we could chump block the Delver with Morning Thrall if we were able to. But I'm pretty sure Gush just has to be the choice here. It draws on 2 cards, it triggers the Cyclops. Preordain is pretty good too, but I think this is where we're going to go with that. Bash for 4. They lead off with the Preordain that we knew that they had. Scribe both to the bottom. A Gataxian Pro, so they know what we have. They do pay life for it, though. So they need to start worrying about their own life total if they can't kill us this turn. There's the Shadow Rift. We know they have a Mutagenic as well. So if they can find a Temur Battle Rage, we're quite dead. Alright, so we're allowed to chump block if we like. If they have a Temur Battle Rage, it does not matter either way. If they don't have a Temur Battle Rage and all they can do is Mutagenic, then they can get up to 18 points. And if they can Mutagenic and do one more thing, like Bolt or another Mutagenic, then they can kill us. If I do top deck an Edge of the Divinity, I probably am still just casting the Blind Hunter. And if I really wanted to, I could put it on the Gwillion, so I don't really need this Morning Thrall to win. So I think I'm going to throw it away here. Give us another chance to draw removal. Alright, they have a Kiln Fiend. Alright, so Mutagenic Growth is in hand. There's nothing else I can do here that makes any sense, so I'll do that. I can't quite force our opponent to block here. I would like to leave back 3 blockers for the 3 creatures. Now if they attack with all 3, and I chump, 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 then they're dead on board to me casting a multicolored spell. They're probably not going to do that though, especially not now that they are Gataxian probing. They're paying mana instead of life, but now they know that we can trigger the Mimic next turn, so they're not going to put themselves dead to that. Alright, so they have a Mutagenic in hand, and they're leaving the Insectile Aberration back to chump block the Mimic, presumably. If I draw Edge of the Divinity, I could put it on my Blind Hunter and have 2 lethal threats instead of 1. But I suppose I could do that with any of my creatures as long as they don't play a follow-up. Trying to decide how much I have to chump block here. 1 Mutagenic on the unblocked creature puts them to 9 damage. And it just depends on what they have after that. If they can trigger 2 more times or have a Temur Battle Rage, then they can kill me from there. So how much do I need to chump block with? I don't really want to throw away that much. So I'm going to attempt to block the Kiln Fiend only. and save my other creatures so that the other two of them together add up to lethal. So my opponent either has to remove one of my creatures or deploy another blocker. Or just kill me right now. Alright, they don't do anything before damage. And they have another Nivix Cyclops to follow up. So if we can remove one of their creatures, oh well, we saw what we draw. If we could have removed one of their creatures, they'd be dead. Obviously, because they'd be taking 4. Or if this Lone Missionary was a flyer, which it is not. They still have the mutagenic growth in their hand. But it still turns that into a this right here into a trade. I don't know if I want to run this Blind Hunter into a... Yeah, I guess I do, because if they cast mutagenic for life, then they're dead. If they don't block this, then they're dead. Take them down to 2. Now they have to cast a spell pre-combat to turn off the defender. And then I chump block twice. They mutagenic up to 9, and we hope they don't have a third spell. I suppose I get to gain 1 life, so... But the third spell still does it either way. They chose not to shuffle. And I'm pretty much forced to blocking 2. Otherwise I'm dead to the mutagenic that I know that they have. And Temur Battle Rage finally shows up to the party. And then we take a billion. And unfortunately we lose. Alrighty. 2-1 in matches so far. And we are on to the next one.